It's Thursday evening. Welcome to Take the Track. We sit hier met Mark Hillerman. Mark is van die LNO groep. Mark het my gevra asseblief hy wil nie Afrikaans praat nie. Hy sê ek kan nie check van meneer is reg. Hy kan maar in Engels antwoord. So Mark, baie welkom hier by ons.
Thank you, Stefan.
Anke, welkom ook hierso. Mark, ek wil sommer met die deur in die huis val. Ons het op ons September voorblad het ons een van die gewere en een van die teleskoopreekse wat julle ons invoer. Ek dink is baie interessante leesstof. Ouens kan 'n bietjie gaan loer op bladsy 26. 27. Ek wil nie vanaand se program ophou met tegniese goeters oor gunne en wat ons het al baie daaroor gepraat en ons gaan nog baie daaroor praat. Wat ek vanaand wil doen is ek en Hanke het jou spesifiek na ons show toe genooi. Ons wil met Mark Hillerman praat. Ons wil nie met LNO praat nie, ons wil nie oor blazer praat nie, ons wil nie oor rugby praat nie. Alhoewel ek graag wil weet, maar dit kom redelik baie op en jy word daai vraag 1000 keer gevra, maar ons wil ook dis vir myself. Ek wil weet julle verkoop. En die vrouens gaan nou seker kwaad wees, so 'n vroue maand as hulle nou die bedrag van hierdie goed hoor, maar ek meen dis substansiële bedrag geld waarvan nou praat. As 'n spesifieke kliënt 'n spesifieke wapen soek en julle ouens is in daai mark. Julle kyker vir die ouens onder, julle kyker vir die ouens in die middel baie en dan kyker julle baie vir die ouens daarbo. Die ekonomiese toestande waar ons onsself in Suid-Afrika bevind. Is dit vir julle ouens 'n challenge op die oomblik of nie? Hoe daai mark, hoe beïnvloed dit daai mark op die oomblik? Over the rugby of 'n Mauser 98 of daai tipe goed wil koop.
Stefan, I think the sale takes a lot longer, where the years before the sales went a lot quicker for those sort of guns. The guys are thinking about it twice. Should they do it now? Shouldn't they do it? So of course we do feel a bit of it, but you know there's still guys out there in the hunting field and within the economy who don't really get affected by this little hurdle that we're having.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say your lower market products do sell a lot quicker at the moment, and obviously your self-defense,
Yes.
those products really go quickly at the moment.
And one thing I want to touch on is daai ding is 'n belegging, daai diergun. En dis wat jy ook sê, die ou wat nie daardeur gepla word nie. En verduidelik gou vir ons daai ding. 'n Geweer waarvoor as 'n ou nou 'n rugby geweer koop, hy kos 300 000. Daai geweer is oor 10 jaar meer geld werd, dis soos 'n diamant, is ek reg?
Look, the way the guys say it is that they're buying a product in pounds.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. They're buying a pound value to the rifle, and then they can always take it with or sell it outside of South Africa.
Yeah.
Now, all your other firearms, a lot of people don't want to hear it, but it's like buying a vehicle. You drive it out of the show floor, it's lost.
Yeah.
It's lost its value.
Lost 30% already.
And that's most of your rifles are like that. There's a certain, your English guns tend to hold their value a lot better, and that's why people at the moment are buying rugbies as investments.
Maar ek wil nou nie soos ek gesê het, ons wil nie gunne praat, ons wil jag praat.
Mark, sê vir my, jy het Maart het jy 'n baie interessante trip gaan doen. Vertel ons 'n bietjie daarvan.
Yeah, Hanke, it's been sitting in the back of my mind for a long time, and I go to the Dartmouth show every year, selling safaris for Blazer Safaris in Namibia, and I've always had something for a muskox. And looking at, the guys walking around with clothes and beanies and all this
And
stuff.
it's so cold.
And it's cold and it's white. And I said to myself, one day when I'm big, I want to hunt a muskox. So beginning of last year, we got an outfitter, a partner from Greenland. And I said to him, he needs to explain to me how everything works. And I said to him, right, I'm going to bring you a group. And I got back into the hotel room, and on our WhatsApp groups, I sent it out there, who's in, and almost immediately my friends replied. They said they all in.
Ja.
And that's when it started. And then after the EVA, 3 days after the EVA, we started our fantastic journey from the northern part of Germany where we were staying to Hamburg by train to Copenhagen. And then we spent a good evening in Copenhagen. Unfortunately, the liquor's a bit expensive, but it was a good evening. And then we had a 5-hour flight from Copenhagen to Kangerlussuaq. And we landed, I think it was 25 degrees minus.
Yeah.
And then the adventure started.
Of course.
Hoor jy sê vir my, wat se gewere vat ou so? Kan skiet ou met gewone gewere, daar werk 'n gewone geweer op -30, -40. Hoe werk dit? Vertel vir ons.
You can take any gun. Obviously, I had a Blazer there. A friend of mine took his with, so I didn't have to take one with. But the outfitter had, I think they were tickers, if I'm not mistaken. Very important is just that your guns don't have too much oil. because that stuff freezes in that cold. So all the guns need to be cleaned, all the oil needs to be taken off, and the guns stay outside. The camp is very rustic. You're not allowed, there's no water, there's no toilets, there's nothing. It's basically just looks like a container, and that's what you live in. So you keep your guns outside, don't bring them in, because when you bring them in and it's warm, there's condensation, the thing starts rusting. Yes. Your optics exactly the same. Binoculars, everything stays outside. Don't bring it in because of the condensation. Correct. Amazing. Cameras too, you can't have cameras with big lenses, because if it's that cold, it freezes and you can't use them.
Tell me how, sorry, kom ons doen dit in Afrikaans. Hoe moeilik is dit vir ouens in Suid-Afrika om daar te gaan te jag?
No, it's easy.
Is dit 'n maklike jag? Is die logistiek is maklik om te doen?
The logistics is very easy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Although it's on the other side of the world, it's
no, it's quick, man. It's the world has become so small.
Yeah,
and you know, it's part of the Schengen states, and you need to have, I think, through Denmark, you need to get your Schengen visa. But once you're there and you're running, then it's easy.
So maak vertel my 'n bietjie van die jag nou. Wat is 'n dag tot dag daarso?
Hanke, there's two ways of doing it. We were a big group, so from the outset, the outfitter said to us, "Listen, it's a hands-on hunt. We need to help everywhere," which we were very interested in. I was very keen for it. So the first morning, we all got up, and it was cold for us. South Africans, of course, it was cold. And we split into 3 groups because we were 6 hunters, and 2 of them went out on snowmobiles, and we went with a professional hunter. I think he was Czech. And there was this massive mountain behind our camp. And he said, "No, we're going to walk up there and hunt on foot." So anyway, we packed our stuff and off we went. And we probably only got halfway up, and then it started kicking in, because we were wearing all our clothes that we had, because you know what we like. You wear your clothes, you don't think about walking, and then you're going to start perspiring. So halfway up, we started shedding clothing, and off we went, until we reached the top. And as we got onto the top, we actually found fresh tracks of 2 muskox bulls. We'd obviously discussed who's going to shoot first, and actually, I think we were 3 of us walking together, and I said to my friends, they must go first, I'll shoot last. So anyway, we started tracking, just like a buffalo hunt here. And
but it's in the snow?
It's in the snow, yeah. Okay. They had a lot of snow this year. It's not normally like that. But there's lots of snow. And we took the tracks, and we literally went probably a kilometer, not further. And we came along the side of the mountain, and the next thing, there were 2 muskox bulls fighting. And obviously we dropped down straight away, and my friend Carl, he was up first, and they actually moved up the hill. The PH said to him, "That one," he shot it. The other friend of mine, he went down straight away. He's ready. The PH said, "You can shoot." He shot the second one.
So in 'n situasie soos daai moet jy baie mooi vir jou PH luister, want ek meen, as jy nie jou huiswerk goed genoeg doen nie, ek meen, hoe weet jy wat is 'n groot muskox, wat is 'n bul, wat is 'n koei?
Ja,
jy moet jou huiswerk doen en vir die PH luister.
Obviously, you ask the questions. You know, a seasoned hunter, you know, you try and inform yourself about the animals you're going to hunt.
Yeah.
And we ask the right questions, and asking about it's the color of the horns. You know, if the horns are very white, it's a younger bull. But I mean, they're shooting bulls that are 25 years old. Jeez. So they do get old.
Hoeveel weeg daai dan?
Hanke, I think they're about 350, they said. I think the books say 400, but these ones are about 350.
What is that now? Dressed weight or live weight?
Live weight.
Hulle lyk net verskriklik. Hulle maar lyk verskriklik groot met die hare wat so.
So they've got very long hair. Yeah. And when they stand in the snow, and that's what makes it difficult, what you must remember is you need to shoot them relatively high. Because with that long hair at the bottom, you tend, to shoot them too low. And then you shoot them too low. So you need to really take them up the shoulder half, and then add another quarter to it. And then you shoot.
Wat se kalibers het julle gebruik?
We used 308s, 3006s, and we had an 8x68S. Okay. And, you read about it, and you look at the pictures, and you think, alles op die vlakte. but the ones we hunted were up in the mountains.
Gee,
And you don't just see them. It took me a long time to actually see them because there's rocks there that looks just like muskox.
Hoorie Mark, jy het nou al ek weet daar's nou heel bo in die wêreld. Ek dink jy daar's nog iets bo Groenland wat jy iets kan jag, miskien maybe 'n ysbeer, maar jy het hier by ons op die Afrika kontinent het jy ook al 'n paar lekker draaie geloof. Vertel 'n bietjie vir ons. Jy het al olifant gejag?
Yeah, Stefan, I've been extremely fortunate. I've hunted the big four, excluding rhino, a couple of times now, and it stays in your blood. You know, once you've tasted the adventure of big game hunting, that's all that you want to do. You know, but that said, on the other side, you know, your Mini 10, when you jump into that, I'm just looking at the front of your magazine. When you start with the really small stuff, it's
got its own lure.
It's got its own little. In German, you say rights. You know, you just want to get it.
Yeah.
So maak sê my jou gunsteling kaliber op die groot goeters?
Anke, that's a tough one. I've got a 500 Jeffrey. I've got a 416 Rigby. I've got a 375 Blaser Magnum. I play around a bit. Depending where I go. You know, we've gone to the Zambezi Delta quite often, and we've learnt our lesson with very big calibers. You're better off taking a 375 because you're shooting a lot further.
Distance,
so the distance
in awkward positions as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're leopard crawling and crawling here, and then if you don't get close. I mean, I've shot one there with my 500 Jeffrey at 68 meters open sights. But then we went there with the same group of friends, and he said, he wants to take his double. And I said, yeah, no problem. In the sawgrass, you get nice and close. He couldn't shoot his buffalo with his double. It was just too far. You know, so there 375 is a lot better. So it all depends on
where you're going.
On where you go. You know, the last elephant hunt I took my 416 with because I wanted to shoot one with a 416. And although I must say I haven't managed to shoot one with my 500 yet. Every time I take it, I don't get one.
Hoor jy het nou geraak op die Tiny 10 en dis 'n ding wat 'n klomp ouens Pieter Vlekker het begin jare terug en dis soos jy sê dis 'n ding wat 'n ou nogal trek. Het jy enigsins al bietjie begin met die ding? Het jy die Tiny 10 al geskiet? Waar trek jy?
Stefan, I have started. I don't know.
You'd rather go buffalo hunting.
I got diverted a little bit, but yes, I have started. Far Rabuck, mountain reedbuck. I mean, the mountain hunting is I love.
Yeah.
Obviously, the small things in Mozambique is a pleasure. You know, your blue duiker, red duiker, oribi. So I've got, I think, 7 or 8. I think there's 2 left. I got one in Zambia. I got the sharps in Zambia. So it's just the Cape one, Cape Gracebuck left, and odds and Duk is left.
Luister maar, ek vreeslik dankie dat jy by ons gedraai het op die show. Ek wens ons kon 'n uur program gemaak het en
we'll have you back next
time.
No,
we'll have you back for sure.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks and good luck en ons sien mekaar voor. Luister, dankie dat julle saam gekyk het. Ons tyd is ongelukkig op. Volgende week kuier Martin Hoedies op by ons. Ons het 'n klomp vrae wat ons hom wil vra. Soos ons almal weet, die vuurwapen kwessies waar ons sit, so skakel definitief in volgende week as jy dalk 'n vraag of twee het, miskien vra ons om hier in die ateljee en dan hopelik kan Martin hom vir ons beantwoord. Tot volgende week.